What is up, guys? It's your boy Louis Torres again, and today I decided that I'm just gonna go a little Misfits crazy today, and I'm gonna go ahead and play Misfits Die Die My Darling. Listen, as a kid in Brooklyn, one of the first bands that I started listening to and playing was Megadeth, and then it jumped over to the Cro-Mags, and immediately jumped into the Misfits. And I probably, at some point when I was 14 years old, knew how to play virtually every Misfits song, even the original ones where they still didn't even have a guitarist, like Cough Cool and She. I used to just play it on the guitars, and I was the piano guitarist. Anyway, so I'm actually going to be using my Ibanez. This is my S7420. It's my 7-string. It's a metallic black finish. And this thing is amazing. It has a Seymour Duncan Sentient and Nazgul pickups. And this is the one out of all my guitars that I actually have tuned to be standard because I need to play an E. And if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you already know that for the most part, I don't play E. It's either C sharp for the most part, and some guitars are tuned down to C, and they're all 6 strings. So without further ado, I'm actually going to be playing out of my Laboga Mr. Hector using the 100-watt option because it's a multi-watt 50-100. And that's it, just running straight through. So it'll be a hair noisy just for a pinch. So let's go. Oh, snap. And I'm back, and legit, the Misfits for me is literally day one, have my guitar, have my buddies, we all listen to metal, one's a drummer, one's a bassist. Okay, I need to figure out how to play and play as quickly and learn as quickly as possible. And my dad played guitar when I was a kid, you know, my whole life actually. So one thing that I kind of picked up from him is, you know, he'd play along with the Spanish songs, and if he messed up, I would consciously hear him try to find the note, and I'm like, oh, he's trying to find it because he just missed it. So I'm actually really good at listening to a song and picking it up and finding it on the fretboard, just because, you know, I've been doing that since I was 4 years old, not even realizing, listening to my dad playing guitar, and he's like, oh, I messed up, I got, you know, let me play it again and find that note. And so once I started playing, I'm like, okay, let me try to find this Misfits song. You know, this is pre-internet. You know, we're going back to, 1987. You know, who the heck had a computer? Like, offices didn't even have computers. So yeah, so it was definitely a lot of fun. It's different than it is now. And, you know, anything, you know, even, the first song I ever learned was a Megadeth song, which was Wake Up Dead. Wake Up Dead. Yo, go YouTube, Wake Up Dead by Megadeth. That's the first song that I ever learned. And I picked it up by ear. I was just like, I could probably pick this thing up. And because my ear, if you want to say, was more advanced than my picking style, like my pick, I knew where it was, but I had to figure out how to coordinate left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. I couldn't do that. I'm just like, you know, like I had to learn a la mala, you know. In Spanish, that's, you know, it's kind of like you have to, you're almost like you're pushed into it. So I learned how to play mainly by ear, and that was one of the first songs that I learned how to play as a kid. So that's old school. You know, clearly everyone's picking style is infinitely more advanced than anything the Misfits did in the late 70s and early 80s, 82. But, you know, that's 101. For me, that's metal, punk 101 right there, was playing any Misfits song. And like I said, at some point I knew probably every Misfits song, and then we moved into Samhain, and then Danzig, and then of course the Leads. I didn't know what the heck to do, but I knew a lot of Danzig songs in the late 80s and early 90s. So, all right guys, hey, if you are not a Misfits fan, I'm telling you now, go download the first 2 albums by the Misfits, and, you know, to me, those are roots. You know, those are, you know, that's a band that Metallica used to go ahead and cover. You know, even now, how many songs do, you know, you'll go watch Metallica and they'll cover 1 or 2 Misfits songs because that's their old school. So check them out if you haven't. Glenn Danzig, 101, Misfits, that started in 77, 78, 77? Maybe it was 78, right? And they didn't have a guitarist yet. And they were just using a keyboard. So, all right, guys, hey, listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Like if you haven't, and share it with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. As usual, I will talk to you guys soon.